Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel today. My name is Christian and today we're here to talk about the new record from Aaron Gillespie, the vocalist for Under Oath and The Almost. It's his new record, a folk-based kind of project with some country influences put in there, solo project. And this album is full of reimagined versions of songs by Under Oath and The Almost, a couple of covers, and then a few original songs in there. And as I said, it's kind of folk-based with some heavier elements put in throughout the album and some country elements thrown in as well. And it starts out with a cover of Under Oath's song Boy Brushed Red, Living in Black, which on first listen I didn't enjoy at all. I thought it was just a whole lot of belting with some softer bits put in, but then the more I listened to it, the more I enjoyed it, and I ended up really enjoying that song. It's definitely one of the highlights on the album. And then the absolute highlight on the record is the second track. It is a cover of I Can't Make You Love Me by Bonnie Raitt. It's a really, really great song, and he delivers it really, really well. So a really good song there. And then the album just kind of drops for the next 5 or 6 tracks with songs like No I Don't, which is just weak, and the reimagined version of Reinventing Your Exit, which I didn't enjoy at all. I just found it kind of annoying to listen to be honest. My backstory into Aaron Gillespie is I think he's a great drummer. I've seen him drum with Paramore, but I've never been a fan of Under Oath. I've never been a fan of The Almost. Just haven't really liked anything that he's been a part of the songwriting for. So going into this, I did have expectations for it, but my expectations were a bit limited. And this record, unfortunately, met those expectations for me, where I just found it pretty uninteresting to listen to. Raspberry Layer Cake is the worst song on the album. It was the first single for the record. I think that's an awful choice for the first single. Maybe it should have been I Can't Make You Love Me. Maybe he didn't put that out as the first single because it's not an original. But if he was wanting to put an original forward for the first track, it should have been The Fox, which is another highlight on the record. The vocals are the main problem in this record. Aaron feels like he's just doesn't really know what he's doing a lot of the time. He kind of just goes from this softer bit and then belts for a bit, and then he belts way too much in this record for something that's in a softer style, and he's sometimes singing so hard it gets to the point of screaming, and it just doesn't fit what the tone of this record is meant to be. And I guess that's my main problem. It's not so much the vocals as much as it doesn't know what tone it's going for. It's just kind of all over the place, which is annoying for the listener because you want to get stuck in and feel this thing for 45 minutes and it continuously changes tone. So you're just kind of getting pulled in and then pushed back out and pulled in, pushed back out. As I said, he belts way too often, and again to the point of screaming. The best songs of the record are the covers. So that's another problem on this record. This kind of shows Aaron's weaknesses in his songwriting. He doesn't know how to write the best songs ever. His structuring's all over the place. His melody writing is the worst part of the record. And as I said, tonally, it's just all over the place. The instrumental is fine, but it just kind of feels like it's there in the background. It feels like it could have just been a backing track that he found online kind of thing. For a percussionist, there's not a whole bunch of interesting percussion going on, and it is basically the vocal show. So the instrumental is fine, but there's nothing really standout going on in the instrumental to make me draw into that and get away from the vocals a bit. Overall, I was disappointed with this record. I did expect more, even though I haven't been a fan of his older stuff. And honestly, I can see fans of Aaron enjoying this because they'll be accustomed to his voice, they'll know what he does, and if they like The Almost and Under Oath, then they're all right with how he writes songs. So I can see Under Oath and The Almost fans enjoying this record, but in my opinion, it just wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy barely any of this record. There are highlights here and there, but nothing really that stuck out to me and pulled me into this record. Top 3 tracks now are going to be I Can't Make You Love Me, The Fox, and A Boy Brushed Red, Living in Black. I'm going to give this record a 2 out of 5. Just wasn't for me, and I would still recommend fans of Aaron going out and checking this record, but if you're not, then I can't see many people enjoying this record. Thanks so much for watching my video today. Please hit subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Fresh Currents.